5 seconds to the studio, I hear, and you know what? It couldn't have came any faster, boys. That was quite the showing of force there from the Rogue side.
Yeah, very good showing from them. Obviously, we got to see Ghost as well play Inferno once more. They got a couple of more rounds, I guess. You know, that's a positive. Yeah, I know.
Upwards progression.
It's small steps, baby steps. But yeah, that was definitely more of a Rogue highlight and showcase really than anything else. And for the first time so far this season, we get to see Vice kind of leading the charge in terms of fragging. Been talked about a lot ever since you played for TSM, actually, as, again, one of those up-and-coming NA talents who didn't necessarily find his place, but got there eventually, and we see what he's potentially capable of doing in a game like this. So that's again, more positive signs going the way of Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, just simply not good enough on Ghost's side. It has to be better than this, especially against a team like Rogue. 5 rounds is not enough. They need to put up a fight. They need to pressure them, at least small points. Right now, they're just smelling, defeats, and that's just not motivating or anything in any way any good.
Never feels good to take an L, does it, guys?
No.
I wouldn't know.
You would, though.
Oh my God.
Keep taking them.
Can you all just team up on me at one time? It's actually how I prefer things.
Wait, what?
Anyway, check it out. I mean, this whole matchup, right? We didn't put this one way up there in the top of things in terms of like these are two teams duking it out for playoff contention or even remotely close to first place. But the building blocks for these teams. Was there anything that either team could take away from this?
I mean, it seems like the way Rogue are playing, that Cadian and the entire team has just implemented something, structure in the team, and that's good. That's a good sign, especially when you play over here in NA. You want structure, you want stability, because a lot of those teams in this league are not stable. You look at the LG, for example, they play to the level of their opponents, we say, and they don't play good. So if you have something stability behind you in order to squeeze out those wins and squeeze out those Ws, then you're going to go far away in this league. And it seems like Rogue is having that approach to it. It maybe limits their potential or their high peak, but as long as you get the wins when you need them, then you're going to survive first of all, which is their main goal, and maybe you can squeeze in a top 6.
Yeah, and if not that, as you said, as long as you stay alive in the league, you can come back next season and kind of set yourself a bit of a higher goal to reach at that point. So again, it's a progress. You need to go step by step. You can't exactly just jump to the top immediately. So that's also important to keep in mind. But I think it's completely correct. It's just having that system. We saw it today, especially with how they were approaching their CT side as well. Jason mentioned it a couple of times during the game as well. The fact that they actually have counter setups to what they're expecting or what they've read out of Ghost. And when Ghosts aren't that great at actually making adaptations to how they play their T side, then obviously that's going to be very successful for Rogue. So again, that's more credit to Katie and obviously and his massive Danish brain to to make that happen.
I feel like I'm not saying anything anymore. It's
no, you've just like infested us to the point where we just can't let it go.
Right?
Massive Danish brain. Well, will it help them out on Mirage? That is going to be our next matchup here between Rogue and Ghost. We're switching off from Inferno now. Let's go into Mirage. Are we going to see a similar showing here?
I mean, what we saw yesterday against from Rogue, then I'd say yes, they played well on Mirage. It was a nice showing and pretty convincingly. And Mirage is one of those maps where, especially the in-game leader in Cadian, who takes part in the taking over map control and stuff like that, he's a vital key in this game, and he seems to be playing well as of right now. Yesterday, I think he pulled up a 21-9 score on Mirage, so pretty impressive for an AVP player who is also the in-game leader. So if he can continue that streak going, considering how weak Ghost are looking right now, I see no chances for them taking a win against Rogue right now.
It's again, following on the same train of thought, really. It's the fact that we have seen so very little out of Ghost going into this. We've already seen a very impressive showing on Mirage from Rogue. They should be filled with confidence and feeling very, at hand to be able to deal with this kind of a task from Ghost. And considering how we've seen Ghost play Inferno twice, it's been their map pick as well. That leads you to believe that, they're not necessarily as prepared on other maps, which kind of goes a long way of telling you how, out of depth they might be going into this next matchup.
Well, that next matchup, I mean, we look at, if we just backtrack into Inferno, we saw Vice go off. Like, there's just no way around that. Can we say that it's going to rely on that sort of play from individuals going into Mirage? I mean, that's a pretty hefty weight on his shoulders, having gone with that much firepower, at least.
I mean, when you look at Ghost, yes, you got to look towards Waddle and that individual firepower. Otherwise, you're not going to get those 5 rounds to break their own record in that sense. So, I mean, as for Rogue, no, the fundamentals, just having the team play, just playing together as they did on Inferno both times, I think that's going to be enough for them. As you said, like, Ghost is not going to test them big time, sorry. It's more going to be like, if Rogue just play their game, play their standard default game, individual player for player. They're just better as a team. They're just better. So I see no way Ghost can actually push them to a point where they maybe lose a point or go into OT. It's going to be a rogue show, I think, and in order for Ghost to make it a game, let Wardle have one of his best game ever, and we may have a game.
Let him go with the picks. Let him go with what he feels is right. I mean,
fly like an eagle,
Yeah, like suppose. Look,
Yeah.
you're gonna go with the same way we're gonna go with Rogue.
Yeah, no, all the way in on Rogue.
All the way in on Rogue. Well, you already identified Cadian as having the biggest brain in Danish Counter-Strike.
He said that.
No, we heard.
Yeah, this is from Pimp.
Pimp said that.
Yeah.
Now, Vendetta, I have to ask you, who do you think has the biggest brain in all of Counter-Strike?
All of Counter-Strike.
I'd say Norwegian Counter-Strike, but
well, we might run short there. All the some admirable or honorable mentions in Rain, right?
Am I one of them?
Probably like the biggest, smartest CS:GO player. Fallen is not a bad guess, honestly, just considering what he's been able to implement, how he's been able to play with teams, not necessarily having your full lineup and just constantly getting results. He doesn't do anything but hold up trophies.
Hold up trophies. He might.
You want to hear mine?
No, we gotta go. We gotta keep it going. We gotta get the show on the road. The match is almost ready to kick off. And with that, to my right are these lovely gentlemen. They're all fueled back up. They just got a little dinner in them, a little bolognese in the stomach of Jason Moses O'Toole, in case you were wondering, thinking about what Jason eats in his own time. Please, Jason, join us.
Yes, thanks. One day I'm going to start one of my own eating streams. Some ASMR chewing. I think will be in order. You'll watch me twirl the spaghetti in a spoon. It's quite nice.
I'm actually foaming at the mouth just thinking about it.
Bloody hell.
I'm excited.
Well, here we go. It is going to be the second map between these two teams. It is going to be Ghost Gaming taking on Rogue, and Ghost has suffered some less than pleasant results to start this season out, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean it's not been great for Ghost. I think I remember on day 1 or day 2, I don't know. Pimp was kind of saying how they're going to be a team that's fighting to not get relegated as opposed to do amazing in this league, and I think I have to agree with that. You kind of like the competition's pretty tough this season. I mean, there's only 12 teams, so it's going to be tricky for them.
Well, here's what's unfortunate. We saw them lose yesterday to Renegades 16-3 on both maps, and they lost 16-6 just previously against Rogue, which means across 3 maps of play so far in ESL Pro League, they haven't even gotten enough rounds to even win a map. Which is brutal. Yeah, it is brutal. Well, we're going to see what they can do here. Heavy play towards the B bomb site, 2-man stack, and GMD's got him both, and he's got himself a third. That worked perfectly. Bomb is picked up, and he's got a fourth. He's going to go for the ace. It's coming from Catwalk. Turn, look, it's like that horror movie. You just want him to find it in the end. Tapping away, and Sabrosa puts him down. But can't do anything else. Great defense at that B bomb site.
Yeah, he really did put the D back in GMD there. That was absolutely fantastic from him. Rogue going to be picking up the pistol round. They're going to go 1-0 early on, and if you remember the other day versus Splice, they did pretty good on this map. And I think, Splice are a better team than Ghost, comparably. So I think, Ghost is going to be up against it. And with Wardell kind of falling silent on Inferno, he really needs to pick things back up. And it's a lot of pressure to put on one man. But he is very much the star player within this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that might just be the problem, though. It's a lot of reliance on a young and inexperienced player. That's why they're having some of the issues we see out of them. Either way, Cadian remaining aggressive. Made some jokes about him having the biggest brain in Danish Counter-Strike, which probably isn't true, but certainly he's got no shortage of confidence, as we've seen throughout his career. Sick right around the edge of the smoke. He misses a shot and gets a little bit lost, but the bomb is going to get planted, which is very nice for Ghost. Going to help mitigate the buy they just put in, and that's a huge second duel to win for Sabrosa. So he's found himself 2. Both in CT spawn, all 3 I should say. Hiko grabs 2 more, and quickly Wardell's the only one left. I don't know if he necessarily has a chance of winning this, so maybe just take the Famas into the next round. You don't have armor. Pop flash over. There's no kit, so he actually does have a pretty big chance here, and he might try and pull him off the defuse. He thinks he's got it, but there's nothing else he can really do. He did everything to pull him off to maybe get 1 kill. Nice defense from Sick. And Rogue's gonna get away. They lose 3 players, so still costly again, but take the win.
Yeah, and I mean now for Ghost, they're going to have a little bit more to work with at least when they go for the buy in at round number 4. They can also stick a little bit, tiny bit more of an investment in this round. They got 1 smoke. And 2 P250s, a CZ on Wardell. 2 smokes. Buyers coming in slow. But the boys, they're coming in fast. They're over here towards Palace, where Sick and Cadian both reside. They're not looking too healthy, but they're able to find the frags anyway. The rest of the guys come bursting out, and well, suddenly you've got the Prince of Danish CS up in Palace along with Sick. He's kind of stuck there. They're both tagged really low, but the rest of the guys have rotated in from B. So that is all good. Rogue, they win out a third. They keep 5 players alive. Crucially, that's going to be some money made. Now the buy comes in for Ghost.
And why not keep these UMPs? Even Cadian, he might want to upgrade to an AWP. Wardell's got one of his own, but no, they're going to stick with it. I think Cadian was considering it right up to the last second of freeze time. He didn't have any nades until just now, so we'll see if there's going to be more aggression. We saw that Halls push in the last one, and it's going to do it again. 2 players in there, GMD and Sick. GMD leading the way. They might just push all the way through. Why not take the risk when you have these SMGs? Sabrosa, there's going to be a timing, and I don't think he's going to hit it. I think this is very fast. They haven't slowed down, so he's not even considering yet that they're going to push out like this. It's going to be a free kill, essentially. There it goes. He'll be frustrated, and Ghost has lost control of that entire half of the map. Connor's going to come back to try, but he's got so much to clear on his own. I think Ghost is just going to choose to go over towards that B bomb site. 2 players as Wardell leads the way with the AWP. Smoked out so he can go no further.
Yeah, some control. Ball back in for Rogue now. Vice just still peeking into mid, making sure no one's there for Ghost. Ooh, look at this. Connor's been able to get himself out. Is unaware that the GMD currently resides beneath him. He's going to drop down, doesn't check it. 6 able to pick it up, but now they know that GMD's here at least, and with that incendiary on Stanley, they can burn him out. Oh, Stanley gonna eat that nade. That is not great. Rotations have already come in. There's the incendiary, but Seb beats him to the mark. GMD has fallen. Shots raiding in from CT. Smokes go down.
It's a pretty big failure of the defense. 2 to 3 players in CT spawn. None of them were peeking to help cover the player under balcony. It wasn't even a smoke in their view, but they're going to push right through. They'll be able to start closing this one out. Utility used. Molotov towards ramp. Stanley somehow wins that as well, and Wardell with the AWP chimes in. This all of a sudden gets dangerous. There goes Stanley. And can Wardell actually do this? 2 kits. He's trapped in Palace, but that's a sick shot. Getting spammed. And there's another one. Hiko falls and just barely peeking his Wardell, but finding both kills at the end.
I mean, that was a very, very nice couple of shots from Wardell. There's no taking that away from him, but it was a bit of a failure from Rogue, really, on the defense. They had 4 players there throughout that entire round. They had the man advantage. And they kind of left GMD to get roasted underneath Palace, and then things went from bad to worse. Now in this one, Ghost, they want to try and keep that lead up. Interestingly enough, Connor's only got a CZ to work with.
One thing to remember about that previous round, though, that was the one Rogue came into it with 3 SMGs still, so they didn't invest a whole lot, all things considered. And getting it down to just 1 player alive for Ghost has him on the verge of a reset. Mid control is firmly in the hands of Rogue. Vice and Katie in there. Leaves Sick. As we saw in Inferno as well, he was left alone towards the B-bomb site. This time he's going to be left alone at A. So playing a retake. Vice going to lose that duel, which means Cadian is going to have to fall back and be more passive. Actually, Sick just joins him in window room. That's a good opening kill for Stanley. And depending on how aggressive Sabrosa gets in Palace, he probably won't be because he has a UMP. He can't take those ranged fights, so he might not feel confident. He could find that there's very little defense here today. Oh, great shot. Cadian can't even respond. Now a huge, huge advantage for Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, Sabrosa really has to pick the pace up here. Otherwise, he's late lurking, really into nothing. And yeah, he's figured it out. Makes the call. Stanley is selling this make. There's 3 players here. Things heat up for him, but him only, as the rest of the guys get out into this A bomb site. They're going to get it for free, and at this point, if you're Rogue, you're thinking about saving.
That was the entire premise of Sick rotating over towards the B bomb. So you stack up with 3 players, and you hope they hit it, and if not, you save the weapons. We saw it a bunch yesterday as well. Won't bore you viewers with more conversation about the economic decisions that Rogue has been making, which have been impressive, but good round from Ghost here to chime in. A couple other players. You talk about Wardell being at times the only player we see producing. This time Stanley and Seb provide. Even Stanley at the end there pressuring the B bomb site, sees 2 Molotovs come out from 2 different locations, and essentially just tells his teammates, you've got a 4-on-1 at that other site no matter what happens, so just take it. Easy win.
There you go. This game are going to get themselves in an early second round. And it is looking good. A couple of key players actually starting to step up. Still need to see if that continues. That has been a bit of a problem. Is the consistency from Ghost Gaming. But now we got the AWP back out for Cadian. Rogue, they have enough money to buy on up into this. That helps as they did bring 3 weapons forward. But already Cadian's gone down. That aggressive peek out from Wardell on ramp nets them an early frag. It's the AWPer for Rogue. And I mean, Pimp, you know, kind of said biggest mind in the server, but that big brain made him a much easier target by the looks of things, as he's gone down early on. And that's the man advantage secured for Ghost. Where are they going to take the fights now?
So salvage the AWP. It looked like they wanted to get some pressure put onto the B bomb site. GMD has actually pushed up halfway through those halls, and he's going to keep going. He'll probably follow this up once the smoke clears. At the moment, it's not safe as he feels some pressure coming from Stanley, still watching for that play. So timing is going to be critical for GMD. But now mid is being exploited. And actually, Salaru's Sick is pushing up. He's going to find Stanley for free. That's a really nice distraction done by GMD, but the A bomb site, it's all on Vice with the AWP. Molotov, that's going to come down on the balcony. I think it's a little late, because Sub Rose has already gotten out. Pop flash over. Vice in the open. Actually, no, it doesn't affect him whatsoever. That's 2 kills. They were relying on that flashbang, and it's not nearly as effective as they wanted.
That's the bomb dropped right by CT. Sabrosa and Wardell left. Vice might want to pick up the AWP a little more often as he shuts down 2. It all falls to Wardell. And he's the man who normally brings results for Ghost. 3 players going to go peeking into him. He takes a 3rd. But that will be it. He was tagged very low. GMD finishes the job, and Rogue will be in with a 4th. It gets a bit scary, as Wardell does chime in with 2 at the end. But all in all, a good recovery from Rogue to bring that one back. And it was the flash that never quite showed up for Ghost that kind of made that round escape them.
It didn't even touch Vice whatsoever, so that's unfortunate. Still have the money in decent place, Ghost Gaming, so you're seeing them scrap together a buy, because you know, Rogue hasn't gotten in a comfortable position economically speaking. Here's where danger begins for Rogue, because it's, once again, just Sick back at the ticket booth. Vice can be on a quick rotate, and he goes back now, but they're going to be blocked off by smokes. This hit is coming in. There's the peek from Sick, trying to find something. They spot over, but what can they actually do here? Seb's gotten close up. He chooses to pounce, perhaps with another flashbang from his team. They've got 2. Stanley's ready as well. Bomb is planted. There it is. Hiko's going to stop this, and he does for the first. There's good trades from both teams, really. 2 for 2. And GMD now realizes there are 2 players in CT spawn. Vice, though, if he's patient enough, they may not be paying attention to this. He's got to start making his move now. Smoked off. Smoking off towards Palace as well. This is doable. Oh, he's giving up his position, though. Sub Rose has got to go back and peek for it. Connor is holding back this retake. There is a kit on GMD who's down to 29 HP, and they're going to give it up. They're going to call for this save. That's got to be crushing for Rogue. They really wanted to make that one work, but Ghost Gaming is doing just enough to keep them at bay.
Yeah, Ghost in with a 3rd, and that was a much better take of that A-bomb site. The flash actually shows up into CT. They trade effectively. They keep that man advantage, and yeah, Vice was the one man who could have made a difference, but obviously kind of fell short down in CT. Pause going to be called on in, and this is going to be a tactical timeout for Rogue. They're having a couple of problems over here towards A. You know, kind of taking it quite relaxed in the early stages, leaving Sick there to protect it on his lonesome, and it's punished them a couple of times now.
Yeah, it really has. The tough part is it's not even when they've gone towards mid. Remember they had that round with Vice and Katie, and they've actually gotten picked off doing that a couple times as well. So hard to find the answer. Perhaps why you're seeing this timeout here. But certainly if you're playing retake every single round with only one player in a ticket booth, teams are going to catch on to that and they're going to start exploiting it. So maybe you have to think about getting a second player inside the bomb site. But it's always a gamble of whether the opposing team is, especially out of a timeout, is going to switch things up.
Already the anti-frag netted by Cadian. He'll take that all day long. Stanley pushed on forward. And has to be careful. Those shots from Hiko do miss for the time being, and Hiko actually suspects that something might be awry. Peeks on over. Stanley going to get the AWP out of there, juggles it away from the prying hands. Oh, slowly ascending, and Sabrosa doesn't see it.
That was maybe the most awkward peek with a flash I've seen in a long time. I thought surely he was going to get caught. That was taking a hot minute. And I thought Sabrosa would surely get unblind by the time it was there. Rogue has this round firmly in their control, though. 5-on-2. Cadian from Catwalk is doing plenty of work while Hiko watches here.
Maybe pushing in too many players. Connor, first man fall to Hiko. Seb does go ahead and chime back with one. GMD, swift to trade, locks in a 5th round for Rogue. And, well, money not looking great for Ghost. Bit of a shame. Connor, he's having a bit of a tough time of it today. Still yet to actually pick anything up for Ghost, which you never like to see. I mean, this is really not the time for it. And it looks like they're going for a B rush. All 5 players over here towards B. Doesn't get simpler than this.
Yep, here it comes. Nade out. It's going to be late. Hiko's not going to get anything done. Actually, that's kind of scary. He has a lot of work to do. He's getting wrapped upon from 2 different angles. Gets close to the pillars to keep himself alive for just a bit longer. Doesn't entirely work, but now Sick is here with the rotation. He knows exactly that Sabrosa is at the bench. Even though Sabrosa has an AK-47, he can't take a single point of damage in this 1-on-3, and the bomb has dropped so far away. Should be around for Rogue as he works his way towards Catwalk. There is a smoke there, and he's going to try and just come through it, maybe surprise someone? They have this angle, and they do. Sick with a double kill on the round. GMD, the initial savior after Hiko fell. 6-3 for Rogue. And it's going to have to be a double save. Wardell, 4,900 is the most they've got. And this would just be far overstepping if Ghost were to force up into this one. So perhaps, I mean, it's a minimal buy. Some upgraded pistol, some utility.
Yeah, it gives them at least that little bit more to work with. And they're going to try their luck over here towards A. It has yielded a decent bit of fruit. And this time, Sick and GMT, they've got aggressive into Palace. And oh no! This now leaves them to try and battle back for control of A. And actually, Ghost, they've started to push up through the smokes. They have still got 2 players in the back line. Cadian denies that bomb plant, and that there has bought so much time for Rogue. Everyone's here. Connor's actually going to go ahead and get the bomb down. So it's an awkward round.
It's not a huge loss for Rogue as well that they get the bomb planted, because they're going to buy in the next round anyway, so the extra $800 doesn't do too much in this round. Anything more in terms of kills would be great, and Wardell does indeed get a second, but yeah, so we're going to see a buy next round no matter what. Extra $100 will help out a little bit, but it's not the end of the world for Rogue.
Yeah, and I mean, if you Ghost, you kind of imagine that they're just going to throw in another A play. They've had so much success in that A bomb site.
Why not, right? Just go back and test it, because you've been able to essentially get it for free the majority of the time. I think the most presence that Rogue has had at the A bomb site is when they double push into Palace. So yeah, just go for it. Although this time they have Vice there with Sick, at least at the start. He's going to go towards Connector. It's still very much isolated underneath balcony at the moment. Some mid-aggression from Vice. He finds Seb. He knows they're swarming around him as well. Goes for a second and underpass and gets it somehow. Swaps out, prepares to fight behind him. Molotov is going to hold him off. He's going to smoke that. Could be a double kill for Subrosa, but he can't handle it. Actually, deals no damage. And somehow, Sick has kind of split through 2 terrorist players who have pushed up to this position from the A bomb site. It's all over. The bomb is down towards the entrance to B tunnels. And there's just too many rogue players with too much information.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Wardell here. 1v5, and he's all the way over on A. He has a minute to try and stay alive for. And I'm just going to go ahead and batten down the hatches. Okay, we're just going to hide out here. I suppose on one hand, right, Sick has pushed through A. And he knows he didn't clear out Palace, which is where Wardell was. But yeah, Rogue, they're just going to opt to keep 5 players alive. No point hunting him down.
Yeah, I mean, really, there isn't, because you still have, you know, 3 rounds left. You don't want to sacrifice any of these weapons you have, and it's a long time. They also probably don't realize he's saving, to be honest with you. They might start hunting right around 20 seconds, and you could see, yeah, 3 players even earlier than that are going to go for it, and surely they're going to find him. Question is, will he get a kill or 2 afterwards? They thought they checked over. He gives up his position. Now he's pinned down. Surely there's no escaping this. He's actually got a chase to fight his way out of it. That's a sick no-scope, and actually, he is. Somehow he's done it.
And I mean, that just shows the difference in mine and Wardell's mentalities, because I was going to say, he has to die. You know, I'd be offering myself up to Rogue at that point in time. And he just lands 2 insane no-scopes and then hops out of there like it's casual. So, good stuff from him. Of course, he had to take the aggression for the, you know, kind of leading into the fact that it's better to die to the guy in Palace and not land the no-scope than it is to just sit under scaffolding until the time runs out and then die after.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he does manage to keep the AWP forward into this round. Stanley's getting tilted. Now you're going to tie him down to 68 HP. Not fantastic. Not a good way for him to start this, but in the meantime, Ghost Gaming, they've got out over here in mid. And, Arcadia, the man with the AWP, he was over towards window. He's since now repositioned over here into this B-bomb site. Going to go trade places with GMD. And actually, it looks like they might, yeah, they're maybe considering rotating Hiko off there and leaving Cadian on his lonesome with the AWP to anchor down from Truck.
Cadian's been very mobile in a lot of different places with this AWP, so keeping Ghost on their toes, and they haven't really been able to read where he's going to be next. It's a good find into the upper B tunnels for an opening kill. Connor returns the favor, though. It's always a tough peek from GMD. Very easy headshot angle for the terrorist side, and they're going to boost up in towards window. So this has caused a gap in the defense that could be exploited, although this boost from Hiko equally can be impactful. Wardell about halfway up catwalk. Seb choosing just now to jump in. Hiko sees the gun barrel surely, and that's going to be the most free kill he'll ever get, except he did let his teammate die, which is a shame. Is he going to go for the knife? No, he just spent a long time letting him gain progress. Molotov down. Cadian loves this angle. We saw it plenty yesterday, but he is going to die from window room. That is the boosted player in window. Still in a 1-on-2 despite some of those positioning advantages. Subrosa's just got to try and plant the bomb. Hiko is getting a lot of ground, and he's not even going to be able to recover after that plant. It's going to be 9-3.
Yeah, it just isn't good for Ghost. They had a few rounds where things looked good. The only issue is you kind of feel bad for Wardell a little bit. I mean, he admittedly didn't really step up in Inferno, but it's in a situation, you know, there's a lot of teams we could compare it to, both like historical and current. You kind of have, you know, there was the time where Simple really had to just carry Na'Vi through their struggles, or Nico back in Mouse Sports, or Tabson in Big. And that's kind of what it feels like is Wardell's role in this team, is he's the man who has to do a lot of the damage, because I still have yet, you know, to really see much from the rest of the guys, which is always disappointing. I hope that they can actually step things up, and that's just an early observation. This isn't them in their element.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some individual rounds where some other players have some good performances, but not so much putting together the whole package. Ooh, Connor swings by Vice so fast he wasn't ready for it. Distracted by the completely blind player that he wanted to kill. Sick inside of A, but this is maybe the worst spot for him considering they've lost control of connector. And Stanley poised to make a big boy play here. Cadian has an angle. Stanley would have to walk right into it, but if any of his teammates die, Cadian's going to have to adjust his attention. This is a tense positioning right here, and Cadian's just going to avoid it altogether. He's going to get out of the murder hole, and I don't know if that made a noise, but he's watching for it. And he spots him jump over, so he's got the intel. Just can't really do anything about it quite yet. Meanwhile, Sick is still wreaking havoc in this A bomb site, so it's all good. Moving up for more. There it is before the flashbang goes off. It went behind him anyways. And Sick is having himself one hell of a round, keeping Rogue in this, and now he's going to pull out the CZ. He wants to go for more close-up, and he's going to get it. 4 kills for him. The ace would be great. Stanley's got the AWP, and is going to walk out, and there's a missed shot. Sick would love this. Nade coming in, and he's going to get it. All 5 kills for Sick. And a tough spot, but with the AWP, makes it 18-3 for him. I believe it was Vendetta who gave him a shout-out before the game began.
Yeah, I mean, you know, can tell that someone is looking forward to the weekend because he, you know, the Misfits star boy really stepping up there and doing some damage. You know, he's had a lot of potential in a lot of teams he has been in. Rosters around him necessarily haven't always lived up to the hype, rather. But hoping he finds some success in this Rogue lineup. I think there's definitely some of the core elements for that to happen. And Ghost Gaming, they're finally going to go back to basics. Stacked up outside of B. They have Wardell throwing some attention out towards that B bomb site. Now the push comes in. It's a classic wall of smokes. And one thing is that you've got Vice just tucked away. Sick tries to exit. He's going to go down. Vice, this is a position they surely have to check, but so many players are stuck right on by. Now he comes pouncing out. Almost denies the bomb plant. But they just managed to get away with it. This late lurk from Wardell might be perfect. As he emerges out from middle, Cadian has absolutely no idea. Wardell could do so much damage. The bomb isn't planted for him, so he's got to move swiftly here. There's 3 players in his sights, and Wardell, the man we always say has to make the play for Ghost. He's in a spot to do just that. Wardell in with 2. I was getting worried for him there. He is going to go down to Cadian. Time's ticking away, though. Cadian falls, and that is around for Ghost.
I don't know how Subrosa survived that. He had a nade thrown down by Hiko, which bounced off a close wall and missed. He had another nade thrown that followed up and only did 10 of the 14 damage. And a Molotov thrown at him that fell short, so the flames didn't reach him. That is crazy. If that kill comes out, the retake comes in much faster, and maybe Wardell doesn't get a double kill. But good positioning from him. Baiting, letting everyone go in, letting them all feel safe and comfortable, but still plenty of money on Rogue. 10-4, they would love this 11th. This is where Sick played in the previous round. You can see what happens. I mean, it's a very tough position once players get up ramp. You don't have a whole lot to do. And once again, right at the end, Ghost seems to realize that they had a lot of success at the A bomb site earlier in the half, and they go back to it. And now they're putting on a clinic. A 5-on-2 for them. And surely no chance that Rogue will win this round.
Yeah, Hiko and Cadian. They're the ones tasked with trying to retake this, and it's not going to be an easy feat. The 2, okay, but now just the 1. Oh boy, he's dead as well. So never mind, don't even get to build into that one. Rogue, it's going to be a 10-5 half for them as Ghost Gaming pick up the last 2. All it took was some plays in it towards A. And all the cracks began to emerge. That will be a 10-5 half, and Ghost now going to be swapping things up over onto the CT side. Can they find more success there?
It's going to be tough for him. You know, I mentioned a couple times on Inferno, but Rogue had a very fast-paced T side, and that's one of those kind of styles of play which gets momentum to it. You kind of build up as you have more and more success. So if Rogue get out to a hot start, it might not even be able to stop him. Very good damage coming out of the Rogue side of things. Sick at 100 ADR with 18 kills. Hiko only 11 kills, but 92 ADR, and Vice with 84. And as you said, Wardell on the other side seems to be the main impact that they're having. 15 kills and 97 ADR. The only positive player on his team. Players readied up quickly this time, so we're going to get live right off the bat. Thanks, guys. 5 to 10 as Ghost tries to make a comeback into this. They'd love to start with a pistol. It's going to be straight up towards the A bomb site to start off for Rogue. Hiko and Vice with the smokes. There are 3 players here, 2 of them close towards ramp. 1 cubby, 1 under balcony, so a crossfire with 1 back towards ticket booth.
And this can be a pretty devastating setup. Rogue Lidio running on into it. They haven't smoked off CT and they haven't cleared out Seb. He misses a couple of bullets and then does go down to sick. They really can't afford to miss those shots. As he falls, Stanley and Sabrosa are left. Sabrosa going to try and take a peek through the smoke. Does go walking out. But ultimately doesn't get it done. He will promptly fall, and Rogue, they are going to be in with the pistol round victory.
Listen, crossfires don't matter whatsoever if Cadian's just going to stroll out of Palace and jump down off the balcony and kill you with the first bullet. You can't even fault the player under balcony for not getting that kill quick enough because it just happened so fast. Impressive shot from Cadian, making sure they don't fall prey. 11 to 5, and Ghost's not going to invest in the second round of the CT side. Upgrade a couple pistols, but no armor. No nades, really. And Ghost's gonna, or I mean, excuse me, Rogue gonna play this one patiently. Don't want to get caught off by any kind of mid-presence, mid-push. But there is a stack on Catwalk, and Seb with a flashbang in the A bomb site. As soon as they hear noise, it's gonna be a flash over mid, and we'll see how this goes. Here it comes. There's the peek. Great kill from Connor, but the AK-47 still very far back. Only 1 player was actually susceptible to this play. As cool as it is, as good of an idea as it is, the MAC-10 was close up to be affected, and Sick is going to show off some of his DM skills. 4 kills for him in the game, or in the round. Excuse me. He's got plenty in the game. 24.
He's 24 and 5 right now. I didn't even realize how insane that is. 24 and 5. When you're 18 rounds in. And yeah, just going to pad those stats that much more in this round. I like the decision, though, from Ghost in that previous. And now maybe not so much. I was just about to praise them. I mean, I still can. They didn't invest that much in the previous round, so they can put more here. Seb's gone for a CZ and armor as they go for a bit more of an investment. I kind of like it, though, because, you know, we always speak about utility. And, ooh. Seb. Okay, Seb, maybe. I doubted him going for the buy here, but he might actually be able to make it work if they keep progressing as well. The bomb's down in T-spawn. Vice is up in Palace, but he hasn't spotted anything. And Hiko's going to keep progressing onwards with the bomb. Going to run the risk of going down to the 2 players that have taken control. Over a ramp, down goes Sick. Connor's mopped up a couple of frags now as well. Vice takes 1, but somehow this has been pulled into a 2-on-4.
Well, Seb had some very nice kills with the CZ, and then obviously, I mean, the follow-up from Connor once he salvages that AK is quite nice. Vice can't really do a whole lot. It's got to be all Hiko. He only has a UMP, which is a shame. Connor inside the bomb site. If they can get these 2 kills somehow, if Hiko just gets 1 and then Vice peeks and gets a follow-up kill to open up the site, they can win this. And there's Hiko. He does find the first one. That's the AK. That's huge. Vice still not wanting to move. He's going to have to find some way to be impactful. Flash out towards CT spawn. Where does Hiko plant this bomb? Nowhere is going to be safe. And I don't think he spotted one on Catwalk. Trying to work his way in. There's only 18 seconds. Vice has got to cover everything. Perhaps a fake plant to try and lure out that CT player. That'd be huge. Tapping away. Not able to land it, but Hiko in a 1-on-3. There was a time when he just won these like it was nothing. We'll see if he's got it in him again. Roll back the years. Hiko spots it out, swings over, gets a second, and not the last. Almost there. Stanley didn't even want to show himself. Had to spam through the wall. But Hiko showing some quality there at the end. It's going to be a 6th for Ghost, and they respond off the back of Seb's opening kills.
I mean, that was so close. But it all started from this play from Seb. He opens up with 2 fantastic kills. That second one to GMD is a spectacle. And yeah, Daddy Hiko tries to protect his Cubs, but he can't get it done. It comes down to a 1-on-1 in the end. And I mean, you know, you're already spurring him on with the rolling back the ears comment. I thought he'd done it. But it just wasn't meant to be. Now, Rogue, they've brought down what they can. All in all, it's pretty decent buy, all things considered. Gonna have plenty of utility. Connor and Sabrosa down in lower tunnels. They have to be careful. Hiko is watching for this. That flash is perfect. That's giving them ground. Hiko going to peek out. Down goes Subrosa. Down goes Connor. And that is B torn well and truly in half. Everyone's dead. Wardell and Seb both rotating in. And yeah, already that save call going to come out.
I like the idea, again, from Ghost. It's just there's, you know, tweak to the execution. If that flash is going to come over from B, there's no reason to throw that flash as a defender unless it's for the players pushing up those stairs. So when that flash comes in, it is like a warning signal to Hiko reading the play. And if you're the two players on stairs, you have to actually push quickly. You can't walk up the stairs the whole way because that flash gives away the game. So, I mean, plenty of time for Hiko to kind of adjust. There was, when he was coming unblind, he was looking up towards the B halls. So there was that opportunity for that push to actually work out, but it doesn't in the end. 13 rounds, and yeah, Wardell saving this AWP is huge. M4 on Seb as well, plenty of utility. That's a lot of money to bring into the next round, but still Rogue in firm control. With what's looking like another solid T-side.
Yeah, it's a good return from Rogue. I mean, those shots from Hiko were just great. You can kind of, you know, you understand what Ghost Gamer were trying to do, switching things up, going to be going for that early play down into lower tunnels. The flash goes over the top. It all looked really well. And it was just some fantastic marksmanship and awareness from Hiko. Even to take the peek out and anticipate that second player being there was really good on his part. So Rogue going to be 13-6 up. And hardest part here is what to kind of do with this economy for Ghost Gaming. They're going to be buying down. But not only now are they running the risk of that reset coming in, but even if they win the round, the buy still comes in next round for Rogue.
Cadian wants to get another easy pick. I don't know how that didn't land. Apparently didn't make it. He's going to be aware, and he flicks over. Yes, Wardell wanted to go back for more. That might be a symptom of him feeling very lonely as the playmaker of this team. Maybe just trying to make something happen, and having to overextend himself to do it. Not working out there. Mid control over to Rogue, although there is a player on Catwalk. Sick is going to try and work himself up. That's an easy kill for Subrosa. Nothing to block him off. 2 players under balcony, not ideal. 4 players here from Rogue. They've got to go. They're waiting for the fire to subside. There's a kill from the UMP. GMD returns it. And Vice even spots one out in jungle. Going to smoke that off. That's Subrosa. No one else under balcony. Seb has fallen back. Why does he choose to pounce from this position? He could end this right now. All 3 players are here from Ghost in this 3-on-3. 40 seconds. There's opportunity for Rogue to fall back, but they're just going to use all the utility and move forward. Still nobody spotting Seb whatsoever. The AWP is at ticket booth. There's Hiko. Jumps across, takes some shots. He does eventually fall, and Subrosa is going to shut down Vice and Palace. So great round from Seb.
Yeah, very good round from Seb. He's really been stepping it up. I mean, you know, he kind of spoke about how Wardell is the man who puts up numbers, and in these last few, it's all been Seb doing the damage. 7-13, now Ghost Gaming. Desperate to try and finally reset this economy of Rogue. And I mean, this round is a very important one. Neither side has a very strong economy, so this one is effectively a 2-for-1 if you pick it up, which is absolutely massive for either one of these sides. For Ghost Gaming, it's a potential foot back into the door that is this game. For Rogue, it could very well bring them onto match point.
Much slower tempo than I expected out of Rogue on this T side. Although it makes a little bit of sense. Cadian's done a good job of finding some opening kills, some opening picks with that AWP, so why not give him some more time? GMD lining up smoke for the B bomb site, so is Hiko. They might just commit 1 player to try and sell this fake, which could just work. It's only Seb at the A bomb site. 4 players here for Ghost. 3 players going to go through halls. That's a good kill from Hiko, again towards underpass. That's going to make Seb a tad bit uncomfortable. He's only got a Molotov and a flashbang. Wardell is rotating back towards A, and this fake isn't doing nothing. They know what's coming. Great kill from Subrosa. Wardell finds Vice and Sick. There's finally the trade. They have to know surely that Seb is still in the site, and Cadian's aware. He's on top of it. Plant's going to go down. It is not planted for his teammate in middle. That's Hiko who falls. But Cadian's got an angle with the AWP. And there's a clean headshot. Didn't see Stanley, though, so still an opportunity in this one-on-one.
Yeah, Cadian has no information, but he's fallen back in a CT. Here's the footsteps. Knows that Stanley's inside of the site. Bomb ticking away. Cadian holds the angle. Stanley can flash it. Baits him out. Cadian peeks into it, and he lands the shot. 4 massive frags for the resident Dane within this Rogue lineup. Fantastic stuff from him as he locks in that 14th round, and the implications, as I sort of outlined at the beginning of the previous, are much larger than that. Now the reset comes in for Ghost, and they're going to have to force buy down what they can. It's not looking great.
Nope, not looking great at all. That's quite the understatement. This is very uncomfortable times for Ghost. 2 CZs, 2 SMGs, and a FAMAS. No kits, very little utility of which they are expending now. Gonna get aggressive. They have not had a whole lot of success with the aggression towards the B-bomb side. This time it changes, and Sick more cautious than he needed to be in chasing it down, but you can't fault him too much. And Vice, if he can shut down this push, there's one. Doesn't spot the second, though. He could get taken out from the side any moment. Connor has outlurked Vice. That's a very cool play, and he's circling behind him. Vice surely is never going to expect this whatsoever. Ooh, pulls his knife out. Missed shots, though. That hurts even me. You hate to see it. Oh, God. Stomach ache.
Oh, no. Oh, no. For Ghost Gaming, it's not falling into place. Yeah, to say that Connor's going to be upset about that, that's an understatement. And, you know, now, for Rogue, they're going to start to make their way in towards B. Sick goes down. Subrosa's doing damage with the UMP. Cadian going to peek around, misses that shot. Damage being done. Vice able to pick things up. Stanley, luckily enough, goes down inside of the site, and now it is Wardell. Left 1v3. He's over on short. GMD hears him, but there's a lot of players tagged low, and GMD takes the fight. Now he's given Wardell a way into this round. He's going to start to push on him. 15 shots left. Down goes Vice. It's all on Cadian. He's got to do it once again. 1 versus 1. And this time it's the AWPers for either side. Going to go blow for blow. Wardell jumping on up. Doesn't have a kit. He's got to stick it. He's going to be sticking the defuse. Cadian must suspect something. Wardell's just going to be holding it. There's no way he gets a 10-second defuse. Wardell gets it done. And Cadian goes down. This round was a mess. There was so many things. Oh, no. I don't want to have to relive this.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh, no. Oh, it's 5 AM and everything is just going awful.
It's only 5 AM for us. For them...
I know, for them it's still early days, and that makes that even worse. They can't even blame the time.
There's the flash into connector. Only P250s. Connor sprays 2 down this time. Not a whole lot going for him here. Wardell with the AWP, only going to get 1. That's a nice shot from Vice at range. You'd love to get 1 more. He has the bomb as well, and that would have made it a very dangerous situation indeed. Subrosa apparently took an extra second to click in that that's where the opponent was going. 14-9. Another buy coming out. This time Cadian's not going to have that AWP.
Just how he goes across the board. And 5 rounds, all that separates these two teams. Ghost Gaming looking to try and make the comeback possible. GMD over here in mid, waiting to see if any aggression comes out. Has Sick with him. Rogue, they've kind of lost that air of confidence they had about them. These last few rounds have really tested this T side. And they've slowed right down as a result. We're not seeing the same sort of peaks early on. playing a much more passive style of play now. Slowing right down. They almost seem a little bit scared of what a few players on this Ghost Gaming roster are capable of.
All quiet on the map. Some nades being thrown just now. AWP is going to transition over towards window room, but it's smoked out. Running through the Molotov is Vice. He's burning. He's down to 8 HP. That's the bomb as well. So Rosa's going to call it out. Mistake from Vice. Disconnected from his team. Hiko is going to try and find an entry into the B bomb site. Try and thin out this defense before his team arrives. But meanwhile, it's taken them so long to get up catwalk. The smokes are all disappearing. The rotations are all in. They've got to find Stanley. Surely Hiko needs to check this one, but he hasn't escaped just yet. There's the headshot. Nicely done from him, and GMD going to plant in the default position for his teammate. Solid positioning from Sick right outside the window as well. Going to delay things, but he goes forced into the open. Wardell misses a shot. It's gone very hectic here at the later stages of this round. Dodging a flashbang, Sick recovers in time. Connor as well falls. Even though Wardell gets a kill, he has to go for it. He knows he needs to, but Sick's going to finish off all 3 of the remaining Ghost players. And now it's going to be 6 straight match points for Rogue. And there's going to be not a lot of money.
I mean, this was just sick, you know, quite literally. I didn't mean to throw that out there.
You just hate to see it.
I know. But he did fine. I'm not even going to fight it anymore, Jace. You know, you're right. But yeah. No, great stuff from him. He's really trying to push Rogue across this finish line. And Ghost Gaming, while they force put down what they can, we've seen them do it a couple of times on these forces. Seb, he's in his infamous aggressive ramp angle. We saw him actually single-handedly win a round out for Ghost Gaming from this position with the CZ. I'm having flashbacks.
Surely not. Surely not. Vice right around the corner.
Just a standoff here.
I'm going to go for it now. Maybe not. Set up a stack right at the top of A ramp. Now they push in. Vice waiting for this. He wins the initial, keeps the spray up, gets both. Really nice job. Wasn't expecting the third to be there, but that's okay. He's done his job. The hit is on. I don't think Rogue is going to slow down. In fact, Connor is going to push forward. Find GMD on a unsuspecting. Ooh, a nice pop flash. That's creative, but he doesn't peek with it. He is eventually going to fall, but he gets a dink. He's done great work, Connor, down at that ramp. And Cadian not expecting Stanley. Not again. Please get that kill. He does, and he extends things. Hiko, low HP, cannot land the immediate shot. 10 to 15. Ghost just refusing to get up. It's like they have that first victory within their grasp of the season.
Yeah, I mean, they are hungering for the overtime. There's no money here for Rogue, so they're going to have to invest in a few pistols, and that'll be it for them. Ghost Gaming should get onto an 11th round here. There should be no doubt about it. Seb has an MP9 now. Whenever he's got an MP9, it's an easy round for Ghost. That's the saying. That's what they say. And he's over here towards A. Looking to try and make some money as he's up on the balcony. No one from Ghost Gaming down in mid. It looks like they're going to maybe try and throw in the B fake and then have Vice and the bomb hit this A bomb site.
We'll see. Good kill from Subrosa. No follow-up. Doesn't look like there's any real discernible plan from the Rogue side. Maybe just talking things over as this round goes on, trying to maybe like a impromptu timeout, the old existence timeout. Under a minute remaining. Finally attacking this ace site. Vice just making noise. I guess he's trying to help his teammates get out, but it's not doing anything. Anyway, we'll see how this works. I would love to see Rogue do something fast here this next round. They've had a pretty slow T-side, all things considered. We saw yesterday how successful they are with fast tactics. Why not change up the pace, see if you can throw off Ghost. Vice working hard for his money, but it's not going to happen. 4 more map points for Rogue. 4 more chances to end the game.
Yeah, they want to show to us that they're not done just yet. And well, for Rogue, they're going to go ahead and go for a partial buy. They want to make sure they've got everything they need. So this, you imagine, should be a 12th round for Ghost. At that point, there's only 3 between them and overtime here, which, you know, I'm sure they are positively foaming at the mouth at the thought of.
Where's this bad boy going to go that Cadian's line? Oh, he's doing the sideways one? Ooh, aggression in upper B. Aggression towards top mid. And Connor is watching the underpass for his teammate. No longer, though. How long is Wardell just going to be chilling up there? Hot damn. Now he's falling back.
Now Stanley, he's over in apartments, starts to vacate the premises. Sabrosa is going to make his way to the site to help out, and they make some noise. Now they double back. And now, now they're running away. It looked like it was going to be the fast B play, but they've decided against it.
I'm trying to figure out where these 4 smokes would all go. I guess they're going to block off Catwalk, maybe try and do some fake towards B and press up connector, it looks like, perhaps. There's 1 smoke from Cadian. It goes into window. The rest of the smoke's just being thrown now. They're going towards the B bomb site. Oh, they're boosting in towards window. Okay. They want to cut off this flank. It's not going to happen. They're sick as spotted. Oh, he wins the fight anyways. That's huge. And now with 25 seconds left, Rogue's going to make the decision to fall back. They're going to have a really hard time getting into A as well, but at least their teammate has an AWP. Connor is at the top of A ramp. Seb hiding inside the bomb site. They have the insurance policies. What would be a disaster is if any of these players from Rogue die after the timer without the bomb being planted. Thankfully, it is going to go down, so it doesn't matter anymore. I guess that's a victory in and of itself. They were going to buy next round anyway, so not a huge deal, but it's a 12th for Ghost. They survive the trickery.
I mean, the thing that I love is, yeah, as you said, there was a chance there that players could have survived. If the bomb got denied, you could have players left after the time, and that would have been just horrible if you're Rogue. But yeah, they get the bomb plant. They've got plenty of money now banked up. AKs across the board. No AWP for Katie, and that suggests that they might go for a faster play here.
I would love that. That would please me greatly.
Let's see if they want to please Daddy Jason. Gonna be Wardell to open things up. Cadian's gone down already. Man advantage taken for Ghost. Oh, a nice quick flick out from Wardell. He's not done. He's over here on short. There's a 3rd man coming his way. And he'll send another one down to the grave. It's just Vice and Hiko left. They're stacked up outside of B. And at this point, what more can they do in this round? They're going to start to progress on in. Stanley spots out Hiko. And now it's all eyes on Vice. Stanley in with a 2nd, and that's Ghost Gaming on to a 13th round. 2 rounds between them and overtime here on Mirage.
Oh god, it's happening. This is so scary. Overtime is looming. That's a great shot from Wardell. Follows it up. A single man hold on Catwalk, all 3 kills. And a timeout called by Rogue. 2 timeouts remaining. They can essentially take a timeout for every single round for the rest of this half, just to figure things out, make sure they got it. I'm pretty sure they have close to the full bonus, maybe just 3 or 4 rounds, but should be able to buy with the plan the previous round. That extra $800 probably going to help them out here. But surely, how many match points do they have total? I think it was 15 to 8, 15 to 9 at one point.
15-9.
Yeah, this isn't ideal.
Yeah, they even took that round where they could have bought, but they wanted to make sure they had full utility. And I feel like now that's maybe where it gets in your head a bit. That
this is all happening because of a 10-second defuse, Harry.
Yeah, I know. That's unreal to think about that. In a round as well where they had every advantage. But there's a lot of stuff I think that will be going on right now that's going to get in Rogue's head. And it's at times like this where you desperately need someone like Hikyo or Cadian to take control. And, well, they're going to be stacked up outside of A. There are 2 players here for Ghost Gaming, but... Oh, no, what's this? They've just rotated Connor away.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute disaster. Contact play. They haven't even used their smokes. Just now they come in late. There's going to be another one towards CT spawn, clearing out all the boxes. And the game is perhaps going to be decided on a 5-on-5 retake. And it doesn't even seem like Ghost realizes that the bomb is being planted. They haven't rotated. They've been cautious across the map. There is a lurker. Hiko. The safety net is an underpass.
Yeah, a lot of this is going to come down to him. Stanley's still up on short. Stanley isn't keen on the rotation. Connor's going to smoke off Pally. Sick. Here alone. Look at this. Right, they've fallen all three players back passively from the ramp. And Connor's been... Cadian's always been able to get the first. Peeks on out. Does go down to Connor. They're diffusing it in the smoke. Stanley. There's not even a smoke there. Not again. Stanley. In with the defuse. Oh, Rogue. They've let it happen twice. Twice denying them the match win, and we might see an overtime. It could happen. There's one round now, and Rogue, I mean, if you thought they were tilted the first time, Jason, it's happened again.
I'm tilted for them. You gotta just peek the bomb in that kind of a situation. No reason to risk it and think maybe he's gotten off of it. Rogue freezing up here right at the end. This has been a great comeback from Ghost, off the back of some brilliant rounds from Wardell. Double op setup now is UK's finest as the second. And that's a good spam. Good trade from GMD, but Sick is out of the fight, and he's had a very solid game so far. So important piece of the puzzle for Rogue is sitting out, and a great win from Seb with a headshot onto Vice, who brought him down to 17 HP.
So the play here going to be in towards B, and it is a last-ditch attempt to deny overtime from Rogue. Stanley's here with the AWP. You called him UK's finest. Let's see what he brings to the table. Gonna be sitting back with the AWP. Hiko goes walking out. Okay, it's a little bit late on the shot.
He's not an opper.
Hiko has snuck on by, and GMD's there to find him. 3-on-3 now. One plan about to come in. Players are rotating around. It's Wardell on this lengthy flank that could make all the difference for Ghost. They've fought so hard, and now they are 1 round away from potentially bringing this back to overtime. It all comes down to this 3-on-3 retake. Wardell chimes in with the first. Hiko goes down. GMD and Cadian left. Cadian, though, he doesn't want to let this one slide. He's pulled it back into a 2-on-2. Time is fast ticking away from Ghost. Sep goes down. It's Wardell. 1 versus 2. A quick flick out. But GMD finds it. And that is it, Rogue. It took them a very long time, but they were able to close it out. 16-14.
That's what your people call squeaky bum time, Harry.
That's what Alex would call it. That's what a couple of others would call it. And that, I mean, just what a victory for Rogue.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Oh, hello.
The squeaky bum time.
You like that one? That's good.
You never wanted to catch up with you.
I got that from OJ. I got that from OJ Boy, yeah.
Squeaky bum. I feel like I've heard him say that too. Squeaky bum time. Certainly where that one could have went. And, well, you know, thankfully, I guess Rogue, on their end, have to be having a big sigh of relief here.
Yeah, especially with how much of a, kind of clawing that was from Ghost to stay in it for the better part of that second half. Obviously, the 2 diffuses that were held, one of them a 10-second diffuse. Obviously, again, being able to win rounds with very limited weaponry. We're seeing CZ and UMPs kind of coming up to the task and everything. It's lucky, I guess, in one sense that Rogue managed to eke it out with how much control they lost towards the end of that, but Ghosts never were in a situation where they felt like they had control, or where they felt like they had a really legitimate chance of actually winning this.
I'd echo that sentiment. I feel like it's just not good enough from Rogue not to close it out. The experience from those guys should be better. You have Hiko on that team, you have Vice, ex-TSM player, you have Sick. Were in the playoff last season. We mentioned that a few times, Cadian as well. It was just a little bit of a rough showing, I'd say, for both teams in that sense. Ghost, they showed some teeth and fought back. That's good. Yep. But besides from that, not really much you can take away from that game. It was good to see Wardle play well again. Good to see DMG playing well again. Or not again, for the first time, actually. So that's it seems like this Rogue team actually has some potential. We're now seeing all 5 players do well, and if they can keep that up, then they might be a little dark horse for a top 6 spots right there. They're going to fight it up against Renegades, Luminosity, and those likes, NRG maybe for that last 6 spots, but it's definitely doable.
I mean, if we look at this Ghost Gaming lineup, right, we see Wardell, we see the deficit of numbers, we see just how this team is playing right now. Dare I say that is Wardell outclassing here? Like, is he, because he seems to be the consistent performer.
He seems to be a tier above the rest of the guys in his team. And you might say that's mean, you know. And
it is what it is.
Exactly. As profound as it is, you know, of a saying, it is true. And it's a bit of a shame because Wardell could have been in a situation where he might have been on this Rogue team that they just played, you know, given that history. But yeah, no, for right now, it feels like Wardell is kind of the only player from Ghost who reliably shows up. We've seen, I think in the first map, we saw Connor having I guess an okay performance, even though it didn't necessarily amount to too many rounds. Same thing with Sarosa there on Mirage, kind of showcasing himself. But then again, it's way too far between. We see multiple players from that Ghost lineup actually join Wardell and actually fragging.
It certainly would help there. And honestly, a rough night for Ghost. But we do have just 2 more maps. I promised you guys that we'd be bringing Complexity back up again tonight, and that is certainly the case. Dignitas and Complexity will be squaring off after this break, a team that recently qualified through the Mountain Dew League, of course, which we'll get into after the break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Incendiary out.